Yo, let's talk about Nintendo Switch Online. And yeah, first impressions, kind of sucks. But if you think about expectations of what the online service could be, it could be very great. They say that this is replacing the Virtual Console brand, right? And they're spending the time to port over all these NES games. So maybe next year they'll announce, or maybe it's still going to be next year. Next summer they'll announce that SNES games are coming, and that in a in year cycles, maybe they'll keep adding games, NES, and then N64, then GameCube, and then I don't think they're ever going to add the Wii stuff because, well, Wii is the most popular. Was it the most popular Nintendo uh, home console? But I don't know if it's old enough because actually by this time, the Wii would actually be like almost 2 decades older than the Switch. So I guess they can port it, but the Wii didn't stop receiving support. I think the Wii actually stopped receiving support like updates this year or last year. So we can maybe expect it, but yeah, I don't think it's ever going up to the Wii era if Nintendo decides to add more. And also that would be a huge project as well because that's a lot of games that they need to port. And so this will also tie into other ports, right? Uh, the ports of the games that failed on the Wii U because of the Wii U, not the games itself. The games on the Wii U are definitely good games, but those good games were not enough to sell it because they couldn't advertise well. People were confused about what the Wii U was and all that. But let's get back to the Nintendo Switch Online service. Now, it's all good and fun, but like you're restricting online play, right? I'd be fine if everyone still got online play, right? But everyone, but the people that get the service get these new things, right? Because you had online play from the start. They acted like it was a free trial, but now it's been more than a year. It's kind of you're just taking it away, and I don't like that aspect about it. They should just keep the online service stuff. Everyone that's paying, it's the NES, it's the NES stuff and uh, membership stuff. But like they can't really sell that, as its own thing. So they have to include the internet stuff, and that sucks, right? It was free from the start, and now they start charging you for it. Uh, yeah. So that's that. And also, there were data mines and stuff like that, where there were other generations past the NES that had controller support for them. So they're definitely going to add those controllers in the future. So so I would that also furthers my claim that they'll add SNES games later, just not now. Maybe they'll drop it as a surprise announcement this week uh, since it is launching. I mean, in like 5 days. I don't mean this week. A week from now. So yeah, they can drop that announcement. Also, special offers, and also, oh, okay. Let me go back to the next point they made in the direct is the save data stuff. Now, save data is hard for the for Pokemon. Save data should not be a problem for Splatoon, but they don't save your profile on their servers. They save it on the Switch. And yeah, they that might be what Splatoon 2 version 4 will do later. You know, if when it launches, you can just convert all your profiles straight to the server. No need for save data at all. Because save data would actually just only work for your single player stuff in the Splatoon 2. And most of the time, you're probably only going to play multiplayer. So, would you care if that save data is lost? I mean, you would probably care if all the items that you had and all the coins you had were lost. So, save data should be a must on Splatoon 2. Now, for Pokemon, I understand why save data is not a thing, right? Because it just abuses trading. You could probably you could save data, reload every time you trade without any repercussions because of the way Pokemon wants you to online trade and local trade. Now, if this was all online trade, then they wouldn't have a problem. You need an internet connection to trade anyways, but the local trading is what destroys it. Makes this problem a lot more complicated. Obviously, there's a workaround somewhere, but I understand why they're not doing it now. I understand if it's going to take a little bit while since Pokemon Let's Go is not even out, and if they do implement it, it will be implemented in the next mainline series game, Generation 8 when it comes out. So I understand if it's just a problem that they're going to fix, but they haven't said anything about fixing those problems. But I can only hope that they're able to get these things fixed, because a lot of people made a big racket over this because they received responses from Nintendo that Splatoon 2 and Pokemon, both online capable games, are not being able to save in the cloud. And yeah, let's go to the next thing. It's special offers. I think we all know what special offers is going to be. Actually, okay, special offers could also be a thing that ties into virtual console esque reward system. So virtual console, I mean, the online service can actually maybe let you buy the games, like the the payment to the Nintendo Online service uh, allows you to actually have a chance to buy these games permanently on your Switch. And yeah, that can also be a thing. This is because they're only available if you're on the online, if you have the online service. But what if you're actually able to pay for them as well? And that would be a special promotion offered only to the online members rather than the regular person without online features. And that's one thing. And another thing is that there could be promotions on their online first party games and maybe first party games in general, because they need to promote this somehow, right? It's really just not enough to warrant $20 per year. I mean, $20 per year isn't that much, but if you don't think that you're getting as much as you can, like, it's basically a down payment on your online service, and that's it. I mean, yeah, $20 isn't that much, but what are you getting, right? So yeah, got that. There could be services, and maybe there could be a chance for first party titles to get demos. You're able to demo first party games and maybe have access, or maybe you're able to buy it earlier. You know, you're able to access first party titles more than first, other than people who don't have the online service. So that's the thing. And I did skip over this one, but talk about the Nintendo Switch app. Now, I think I think it should be optional, right? It should definitely be optional, unless they're making more things like Splatnet. Like it should be optional. But Nintendo assumes that in this day and age, if you're able to buy a Switch, you probably have a cell phone as well. Like, I don't think any teenager and up has a cell phone, but children, I mean, you can use your parents' cell phone, but will your parents actually uh, have the time to give you the cell phone most of the time? Yeah, that's something to say. But the problem is that the smartphone is not a guarantee. And also on the if you have a smartphone as well, using an app like Discord is definitely is is presumably the better option. I mean, it doesn't have the features like Splatnet, but it's really just voice chat. Do you really need more than voice chat? Unless they're going to add something more to the app in the future. You see, a lot of these. Actually, let's go back on that. Um, you're going to see more in the future, right? And it's kind of sucky because also if you're getting the online membership, they know you've already got a Switch, right? The Switch is definitely capable of voice chat because we see it on Fortnite, uh, albeit it might not be the best voice chat, and maybe that's what they're going for. If you want good voice chat, use your smartphone, um, because I mean, no smartphone doesn't have a good mic, right? Unless it's a really budget smartphone. I mean, I don't even know if a mic is really expensive. A good mic is really expensive to put in a smartphone, but uh, that's something. But also, a lot of these claims that I'm making is just like all of these thoughts are what Nintendo could do in the future. This is not something. A lot of things I've said is not something they've solidified. Right? It's mainly just predictions, just guess, and Nintendo won't be doing the things I say because I say them, right? Like, it has to be confirmed through them. The predictions and guesses are fun, and it's fun to get the money right on predictions. It's just that don't get your hopes up when someone other than Nintendo is saying something, right, about Nintendo and their future, because they're not part of it. They're just making speculations and all that. So so you can believe in my ideas. You can believe what I say. You can go along with my ideas, but uh don't blame me if Nintendo doesn't do any of this. You can blame me for putting it in your head, but don't blame me or Nintendo for not adding these features. Even though even though these are things that I think could happen, right? You probably also have ideas of what can happen. So yeah, we'll leave it at that. That's a little discussion. I've been watching so many reaction videos actually. It's just like I want to see everyone's reactions, except for the ones who are actually dull, because they'll just like, oh, what the heck, and and just like blank out and not actually. They're watching it, but they don't seem like they're paying attention or care much about more of Nintendo's franchises and the meaning of some of these direct announcements. So, it's all those are the kind of people I don't like watching reactions of. But yeah, that's a thing, right? Those are my predictions of what Nintendo could have in stock for the online service. Don't get your hopes up, but I I sincerely wish that they have these plans in store, because this is their first time doing online, and I hope that they're learning along the way, because they did delay it, probably to put more NES titles in it. But yeah, I'm hoping that it's gonna be like the eShop and the Switch UI, that it's still growing, it's still getting better. Yeah, it was a long talk. Goodbye.